Hi everyone, this is Rebecca. I just want to talk a little about like a lot of times when you go through heartache, you go through breakups, you go through betrayals, or you feel like, oh my gosh, I was being abused. Why didn't I know better? And you think, oh my god, I was so stupid. Like, why did I like him, and why did I fall into that relationship? And I just feel the Lord saying, like, no, you're not stupid, and no, it's okay that you went through what you did, even though you felt betrayed, or you felt like, oh my gosh, why did I have to go through that to learn that lesson? I've always heard this saying, it's like, you learn from a beating. I know that sounds really harsh, but like, I realized that, like, as I was like helping my friend recover and heal, I realized that I was going through my own healing, but I just didn't want to see it because I had shut down my emotions, my heart, my feelings, and I just didn't want to feel pain, and I would do anything to avoid feeling that pain. And I would just become very logical, like, this is what you should do, like, do this and do that, and that's how you're gonna get over it. But the thing is, healing is not just like you know, just like boom, 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 and it's done. It's like there's a lot of layers. And I think it was Oprah that said, like, when you know better, you do better, and you live better, and you make better choices. And the reason that we go through different relationships or healing from different relationships, and it's like we fall for different guys or girls, it's because there's a part of our hearts that need to be healed and that need to have a revelation or wisdom from that relationship or from that encounter. And so don't feel stupid or dumb for not knowing otherwise. Like, we can know in our heads, but not know in our hearts. But when we experience a relationship, when we experience heartbreak or heartache, and we see clearly from that experience, then we know, oh my gosh, my head knew that, okay, well, this is what I deserve, but my heart did not understand that. Because our heart often, because of our soul wounds or family background or like how our parents treated us, we think that we deserve a certain type, right, of encounter with a person. But then through, so-called bad experiences, and there's no bad experiences, it's just learning, it's just education, it's just schooling of life. Then we learn, like, okay, this is what I deserve, and this is what I want in a man or woman. This is what love really should look like. And so do not feel like bad if you went through a negative experience and you feel like, oh my gosh, why was I even attracted to that person? And I want you to read my blog post. It talks about how to heal from a heartache or heartbreak. Personally, I did not see my dad for 10 years, and so it was very normal to me to be attracted to unavailable men, physically, emotionally, spiritually, just everything. Like, they just had a pretty face, that's it. Or they had issues like addictions, and my dad was an alcoholic, so there was a lot of stuff that God needed to pull out, beliefs about myself, and I had to learn how to love myself, beliefs about men, hatred towards men. I mean, it was really deeply rooted because I was so angry at my father for not being there for me. And so I've always been, I guess, in a way, a very like aggressive woman because I've had to learn to grow up really fast, and I started working when I was 8 years old. So, whatever I wanted, I worked for it, and then God taught me what grace is, and it's being a child of God and learning to basically receive from the Lord and receive the goodness that He had for me. And that meant, like, I didn't need to work for it, that I got to receive and rest in His finished work on the cross. But see, even in my relationships with men, like, I found that I would be attracted to people that I would give of myself, give of my energy, give love to them, give care to them, and then in return, I was often neglected or abused or abandoned. And, now even talking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, my heart, like, I just want to cry because I didn't know better. right? And even like my relationship with my mother was very verbally abusive. Like she was very critical and she never encouraged me. And so my friendship kind of looked like that too. It was just like me reaching out all the time, me reaching out all the time, me giving, me encouraging that person. And then it's just like, okay, they've disappeared, you know? And it's very hurtful, you know? But through these experiences, you learn and you're like, no, I deserve better. And you learn to say no to what you don't want and yes to what you do want. Right? And then it's like you're connecting your head with your heart. Like, I know that I deserve this kind of guy or woman, but then now my heart knows. And the only way to really know is through experience. So don't feel bad if you like went through a negative experience and you're like, oh my gosh, my heart hurts. Why did I have to go through that? And God's like, well, you would not have really realized what you deserve, and you would not have accepted the love that is good and gracious and powerful. I even talk about in my blog, it's like I've never met a guy who is truly like responsible towards me, like emotionally or responsive even. And it's like a part of me feels scared if I do meet that person, because I'm like, I'm not sure I can handle it, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for it, because that means a level of vulnerability and intimacy that I've never had in my whole life with a man. So, in a sense, you know, God's preparing all of us, and I hope that you would realize that, hey, it's not stupid. It's not like your mistake that you went out with that person or you fell for that person, because your soul needed to heal whatever it was needing to heal from in that relationship, through that relationship. So God bless. Thanks for watching. Listen to my podcast, The Bex Show, BEX, on Anchor and or Spotify. And considering sponsoring my podcast on Anchor, or even donating on the links below. Thanks so much. God bless you. Bye.